Well, here we are on the Newsmaker Show on a Friday. That means, of course, Dr. Robert Heineman, all-round great American, Republican strategist, whatever in the world that is, and he's going to analyze the election. Now, wait a minute. It's not going to be him just analyzing. It's going to be me explaining where he's wrong. I already know one area where he's completely missed the picture. Let's see if you can find it as you listen to today's Newsmaker Show.
Next on News Talk, AM 1480 WLEA, the Newsmaker Show with Kevin Doran.
Okay, are we rolling here? All right, yeah. Well, Bob, I suspect...
Did you turn my mic on, Kevin?
I just
so I
did. Now, don't listen.
To this conversation?
You understand that I'm convalescing. I don't want to be attacked.
I guess I don't want to be unduly aggressive here today because with your health at stake.
Health is
national media. We don't want...
national media.
Well, you are kind of a keystone to the...
All right, never mind the baloney. Let's get down to the facts.
Yeah,
you are absolutely wrong about what you think is going to happen with Obama, but we'll wait for that moment to come. It's interesting to watch the talking heads on television. They say it's a wave. It's not something that the Republicans should be proud of. It's just an attack on Obama. Now, of course, they're missing the point, too, so I want to clear it up.
Oh, could you please,
I will.
Kevin, and could you do that briefly?
If you'll let me.
Well,
right.
I'm afraid you're going to bleed to death here.
Well, I took a fall this morning, folks, on top of my other troubles. I fell down. Now the other side of the back is hurting.
Yes.
Oh, geez.
Well, if you can kind of balance that out, maybe we can get something going here.
Well, that's the point. All right, now listen. Quiet down.
Listening.
Quiet down. Here's what the American people rejected. They rejected the move into socialism, which Obama and the Democrats want to take us. And they'll continue to want to take us, the Democrat Party. This is a party that's determined to bring socialism to America, and I'm convinced that the American people don't want that. So you can't blame just Obama. You had Pelosi, you had all those Democrats voting for this move into socialism. All right, now, Bob, you can correct me if you can, but I doubt if you will. Go ahead.
Well, I do believe that when you're talking about these anti-fracking groups, and a lot of these environmentalist groups, they basically are using the environmental mantra to attack capitalism. And so as opposed to being just outright Marxists or socialists, which is sort of drifted off the horizon these days.
Well, yeah, but not among the Democrats. They are socialists, Bob.
Kevin,
let's tell it like it is.
You're not getting my point, Kevin.
The fracking thing threw me. I disagree with you. Yeah, go ahead. My
point is that they are still socialists, but they are clothing it in other kinds of rhetoric.
Okay, now that I buy.
That point? Okay.
I buy that, right.
Yeah.
Climate change.
You got it.
I wouldn't agree with you on anti-fracking, and I'll tell you why. Dr. John Hunter, who's a friend of mine, a man for whom I have a great deal of respect, he's against fracking, but not because he's an eco-terrorist. It's because he's convinced it's not good for... And he's a straight shooter.
Yeah, well, I don't doubt he's convinced, but he's wrong.
All right, okay. Well, I don't think fracking, some of the fracking people, no question, they are environmentalists, and whether they realize it or not, they're advancing the socialist agenda. All right, now
you mean the anti-fracking people?
Anti-fracking.
Yeah, no, you can sincerely take a position like that. I don't have a problem with that. But unfortunately for the system, it gives them it gives the socialists and the anti-capitalists a real opportunity there, a window, so to speak, to jump through, which, in any case. So my view on this, Kevin, is that President Obama, I think, will work more constructively with the Republicans.
It didn't take long for you to stumble into error. You stumbled into error.
I have to let him because he's ill. I don't want to.
Well, here's the thing, Bob. I said you were wrong about something and that I would point it out when you hit it. You just hit it. Obama will not change a bit.
No, I think that's absolutely incorrect. And
we'll find out.
I hope you're recording this so we can play this back again and again, Kevin.
And you'll have to apologize. All right, go ahead.
Because I think there's a number of factors coming into play here. First of all, for the first time, I think that the Republicans have some leadership here that I think can work together with proposals. So there are a number of proposals coming out of the House of Representatives, which are really quite constructive proposals, which Reid would not even let get on the floor. So those are going to get out there, and I think Obama, frankly, I think will work with him. And let me tell you why. First of all, the Republicans don't care if Obama gets credit for this. He's not going anywhere. He's not running again, so it's not as though they're building up him or the Democratic Party. In fact, they're building up themselves. That they, for example, the pipeline to Central America, Central U.S. there, I think that's going to go through.
You're talking about Keystone.
Yeah. And I think they'll come up with some sort of compromise on immigration. Now, Ted Cruz won't be happy, but Ted Cruz isn't going to be happy whatever happens.
I don't like Ted Cruz.
No, he's a jerk.
Yep.
So if he wants to stick his neck, and he's
Hey,
gonna,
Ted, I think you're a jerk. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And I think on Obamacare is not going to go away, but it needs changes. There's definitely some needs for changes, and I think Obama will go along with that. So the point is, Obama's point of view is, first of all, I think he'd like to leave a bit of a legacy of being halfway successful. But second, he wants to leave a legacy that the Clintons can't come charging in and attack because they hate each other. And I think Obama and Michelle and Valerie Jarrett will do everything they can to prevent
Torpedo Hillary.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so what Obama has to show is, look, you can try to distance yourself away from me, but why distance yourself from the Keystone Pipeline? Why distance yourself from a compromise on immigration? So the point is, I think it's really to the advantage of the president to show a lot more success here in the next 2 years. And with two houses of Congress, fairly well disciplined. I mean, Boehner's had some good luck there in the House, and I think McConnell's made it pretty plain that he's not going to put up with a whole lot of guff from some of these Republican senators. So I think you have the makings here, actually, of going forward here in America, Kevin. It's morning in America, Kevin.
All right, let's summarize this. Dr. Robert Heineman, professor extraordinaire, winner of many awards, author, and I must tell you, despite the fact that it hurts me, a very nice guy. All right, now, Dr. Heineman.
Thank you, Kevin. Where's this going?
Well, I'm just saying, despite all these things, and you're still very, very wrong. Obama will not cooperate. The man is a total, what's the word when they're
I have no idea
what
kind of nasty epithet.
Yeah, but he's.
You can be really nasty, Kevin.
Well, he is, though, Bob, and you know it. What is it when they're all wrapped up? Not narcissistic, but the other thing, there's another word there.
I got me.
All
yeah.
Right. Okay, well, anyway.
There's probably an interest group out there by that name somewhere.
Narcissists?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Of America? Bob, you're wrong, but let's move on to things where you can make other mistakes.
Okay, and I'd be happy to, Kevin.
I'll start off by admitting that I was too influenced by that book about the Obamas and
Blood
the Clintons.
Feud?
Yeah. Because,
and your good friend, Mr. Klein.
Yeah, Ed Klein. I read Ed's book, and I thought, wow, Hillary and Bill are so far out of touch with reality that she'll never get the nomination. I am now prepared to take that back because there's nobody else on the scene.
Yeah.
And she is going to be the nominee.
That kind of wiped the Democrats out.
And you guys...
That's a shame. Yeah.
You guys are going to put up Jeb Bush, and he'll lose.
You can put up Jeb Bush, you can put up Mitt Romney, you can put up Scott Walker, you can put up John Kasich.
John Kasich is my new man.
And you got this woman Martinez out of New Mexico. I'm not suggesting you run her for president.
Vice president?
A VP, she could be very good. So you have a whole farm system, really, of really pretty good people. And I think that's one of the reasons why the Republicans were successful this time around, is because they went around and brought into the races some really, really good people. And I think that one of the things that's going to help the Republicans is Karl Rove is back there, very, very active again. And you have to have somebody coordinating and pushing these kinds of things.
That's why you're going to get Jeb Bush.
Well, it could be. Yeah, right. I'm sure Rove
Jeb Bush will lose.
Well, that's a really crazy kind of statement, Kevin. Now, it may be that you're under heavy medication right now. I'm not sure.
Wish I were. I wish I were. Friends, here's what it is.
The point is, it's way too early to make a statement like that. All kinds of things are going to be happening. I do say this, so the idea of running a senator is just.
I agree with you on that. Yeah.
I mean, Rand Paul, Rubio.
I like Rubio. I think if Rubio were the Veep, that might bring an Hispanic vote.
Yeah, well, it doesn't make much sense to run Jeb Bush and.
Oh
Rubio
no, not if Jeb's at the top.
From Florida. But there are some combinations out there. It could be very, very effective. And I think what you underestimate is the ability of Hillary to shoot herself in the foot again and again.
Yeah, but if the media doesn't tell
well, that's
the
point I wanted to make, Kevin. Thanks
right.
for segueing into that. And that is the Clintons' approach to politics. And you got to give Clinton credit. I mean, the guy is his political skills are quite good, although he never has carried a popular majority in the country. But the Clintons' approach to campaigning has been to subvert the media from the very beginning. So they have spent a lot of time cultivating the media and pretty much have them in their hip pocket, whereas most other people run and basically use the media, interviews, photo ops, advertising, things of that sort. The Clintons have gone behind that, and they control a lot of these
absolutely
media people to start with. So that your point about Hillary and the media, I think, is well taken, that the ability of the media to criticize.
They won't report it. Only
Right.
Fox will tell you. And,
Right. Well, I don't know about that. But
well, they're the only ones that'll tell you. I mean, listen, I watched Hillary make all kinds of blunders in her book tour. NBC, CBS, ABC never talked about it. CNN, they didn't talk about it.
Well, I think, again, you don't want to underestimate the ability of her to really fumble here and there.
If you are told about it.
Well, and that being the case, yeah, I mean, it's possible that they totally cover a lot of these things up. But, well, we'll see.
Okay, let me try to get a few points in here, Bob, because I know
Sure.
you got kids up there at Alfred, young people.
They want to learn.
They
yes,
want to
Kevin.
know, and I hope you're not going to tell them what you just told me, because they'll come back in 5 or 6 years and say, Professor, you were way off there on Obama cooperating with the Congress.
I often have that happen.
Do you really?
Coming back telling me how.
Well, let me
really-
just say this. I talked to a 40-year-old woman the other day.
I see. Well, that's nice, Kevin.
Yes, and she was telling me that she took every course she could from Dr. Heineman.
Well,
She looked in the book and said, what is Heineman teaching? Dr. Heineman is teaching. I'll take that course.
Wow.
Because she thought you were such a great professor, and I'm sure you are. I'm convinced you are.
well, I didn't realize I was holding the university together like that.
Well, we've got a picture up on the wall. It says, the man who saved Alfred, and it's your picture. There was where was that headline from? We've got it on the wall. There's a headline, and there was a headline in some paper, probably the Tribune, the man who saved Alfred University. So I took that, and I added to it the picture of Dr. Heineman. It's been lying, or rather hanging on the wall here for about a year or so.
Yeah, well, that's
Bob, I've got to take a moment to explain to the people why my voice is not the usual golden tones of the Southern tier.
Cutting, yes.
Well, I've said this all week long, and I hate to keep repeating it, but people have said to me, what's wrong with you? I said, well, I lost 30 pounds. I put back on 6.
That's coming along.
And Spence Annabelle, Dr. Annabelle, told me that until you get the 30 pounds back, and I wasn't overweight. I'm not overweight.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not now, I'll tell you, but I won't be even when I get back up to 200. He said, until you get back to 200, your voice isn't going to be right.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. And I want the people to know why it's been a little tense here with Heineman. I came out of
I'm trying to keep him alive here, folks.
You're
That's
not
what
kidding.
It is. Yes,
I came out of the
propped
house
up.
today carrying Heineman's tapes. He brought me some tapes when I was in Hornell
Some
Gardens.
fine audio books. Yes.
Right, audio books. And I dropped the keys because I was trying to save the tapes. I bent down to get the keys, and I went right down with them, and I had a terrible time getting back up.
Well, we certainly hope not, Kevin.
Well, I hope not,
by
too.
By the end of the day, maybe we'll know. Maybe you'll be okay for.
Well, the
the
first bad back I had, and I've said this on the air a few times over the years, was caused by none other than Mayor Hogan.
Please, Kevin.
Did I ever tell you the story?
I understand attacking the Democrats.
No.
I mean, that's fine.
No. He wasn't the mayor
blame
then.
your bad back on poor Mayor Hogan.
No,
the man
he-
has done the best he could.
It's got nothing to do with him as
not-
mayor. I'm just identifying the man. He was a high school kid, or maybe less, And I was cleaning out the attic, and I said, Sean, I just found this piece of tin that my father stole from the railroad. Now, I'm going to throw it down the stairs, get rid of it so nobody falls. I threw it down the stairs. He stood there reading a magazine. And when I got to that part of the stairs from the attic, zip.
I see.
And I've never had a good back since. Now, if I hurt myself today saving your books on
Sean,
tape.
I guess it's you and I who really have crippled up.
The first was the Hogan fall. Now this will be the Heineman fall.
I see. On and on.
Okay, now let's talk briefly.
Could we talk about the news a little bit? I mean, not that this isn't news.
It certainly is.
Right.
All right. What else? Is there anything, not what else, is there anything you can draw from the New York State elections that would make people happy? I mean, Republican people happy. I didn't see too much that could make them happy, but I'm sure you did.
Well, I think taking control of the Senate is...
State Senate.
State Senate is important. In fact, it's more important. It's critical. And I think right now we'll watch and see if the maverick Democrats who coalitioned with the Republicans this past session also coalition with them for the future. And I think they may well do that, which would give the Republicans, I think right now they got 32 state senators. They may end up with a governing coalition of 36 or 37.
How many senators are there?
63, I think. I thought there were 62, but they must have added another one somewhere.
62 counties. I thought that's how it worked.
No, I think there's 61 counties. But
Okay.
There's no constitutional limit on the Senate, so instead of worrying about redistricting, they just add another senator.
Oh.
The Assembly can't do that. Constitutionally, it's a limit to 150, so they have to draw the lines to. So in any case, I think the thing to do is watch how Kathy Young comes out on this, because she's been the campaign chair for this campaign to retake the state Senate, which she's done a magnificent job with, and I think she will be entitled to some sort of leadership position in this new state Senate, which frankly will help us all.
Why would it help me and you?
Because she's smart, that's why. And the point is, she's entitled to some reward out of this, and I assume she'll get a leadership position.
And then you can call her up and lobby for things.
No, we talk occasionally. But the other thing in the at the state level is the Assini race in Rochester, which took
That's congressional, isn't it?
Yes, for the House of Representatives, which took everybody by surprise. The fact that he's taking Louise Slaughter to the absentee ballots, and it'll be maybe a week or 2 weeks before that is finally decided. But I'm so proud of Mark Assini. We worked very hard for him in Allegheny County, and we carried the county for him when he ran against Randy Cool in the primary, the only county that went for him, actually. So I know him well, and he worked very hard. And the last I heard, and that was 2 or 3 weeks ago, he had personally visited 10,000 homes, door to door.
Don't be shy. He told you that personally, didn't he?
I believe he did,
Yeah.
yes. And so his rolling up his sleeves and just getting out there and working hard, I think people appreciated that. Plus the fact Louise Slaughter's 85 years old. I mean, she'll be almost 90 years old when she... No, 85. That's what the DNC ran the...
I know, but Bob, that's age discrimination. You probably ticked off more people than I did.
I think that people at 85, 32 years in the House of Representatives...
Time to move along, yeah.
I think maybe it's time to kick back a little bit and let somebody else...
All right, now listen, Bob, our time is gone. It's been gone for about 10 seconds.
Oh.
But for those people who have sent me cards and letters and emails... wishing me well. I want to thank you very, very much. By the way, did you send me a card? Oh, your wife did, right. And
I gave you 2 audiobooks, which you just dropped.
Well, I didn't drop the books. I dropped me. The damn books are safe.
Thanks.
All right. Now,
good.
Anyway, I want to thank all those people. I want to thank Rob, the therapist at Hornell Gardens. We became buddies. He is a football fanatic, but only for the Buffalo Bills. And he didn't watch the World Series, which kind of disappointed me. I was disappointed in the World Series because I was pushing for the Royals.
Kevin, where are we going with all this?
I'm just trying to get a little personal note out there, Bob. I want to thank all the nice people who sent me cards and letters and emails. I really do appreciate it. It's very, very touching. And again, I apologize for my voice. Who knows, in a couple of weeks when I'm up to 350 pounds, I will be able to to talk normally.
Well, Kevin, we wish you well.
You know what I used to do when I was young and my voice got bad?
Are we about done here, Kevin?
No, I want to tell you what I used to do. Smoke a cigar. That gets your voice right down.
Oh, does it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's clogging up your...
I don't know what it's doing, but I'll tell you, you smoke a cigar, your voice will sound great.
Well, let's just skip
I may
that
have to
here.
come to that,
Let's
except
just skip that here.
I make him go outside to smoke. I'll sit in my office with a cigar.
Except that, well...
NBC News is next, and very soon, friends, we're going back to ABC. And the reason is, Bob, this may shock you because you're old, NBC Radio is going out of business.
Oh!
I mean, bing, bong, bing. It's been part of America for how long?
Yeah. Well,
and they're going
let me
away.
just point out to you that the Republicans' control of the House of Representatives would probably be more than any time since Herbert Hoover.
What's that got to do with NBC?
Well, we're going back in America.
Oh, okay. Stay tuned,
Those
folks.
were some years we could, look back.
I wasn't there, Bob.
Herbert Hoover.
Were you there? I wasn't here. We're going to join NBC in just a moment. Stay tuned, folks.